I remember the exact moment that I stopped believing in God. And that might be kind of unusual. I imagine for most people, it's this thing that happens over time. And while things did change for me over time, there was just this specific exact moment that I can point to. A little bit of background. This was when I was in graduate school. I had gone to a Christian college for undergrad and was surrounded by a lot of Christians who were charismatic or Pentecostal, a lot of speaking in tongues, doing miracles, giving prophecies, and being surrounded by that made me feel like I was, really part of something exciting, that God's doing good work. But interestingly, I was never the one who actually did those things. I was just sort of adjacent to it. So I get to grad school. No one has any idea what I'm talking about with any of those things. I'm a total weirdo. And so I spend more and more time kind of isolated, just trying so hard to kind of catch up to where my college friends were. I really wanted God to show up, to do some miracles, like all my friends had seen, they told me about. And you all probably can relate to this. When it didn't happen, I blamed myself, right? Okay, I'm just not trying hard enough. And in the year that I stopped believing, I was fasting 2 to 3 times a week. I spent an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening in prayer and reading and study. I wrote down all my prayers. I still have pages and pages and pages of them. So I just had been trying really hard and working really hard. So when I started questioning, was the time that my grandfather died. And I have another video about that at the top of my profile if you want a little more information there. But he didn't meet what I thought were the criteria to get to heaven. So I start questioning. After I've been questioning for a little while, I walk into a bookstore, like a Barnes & Noble or something, and I'm there to look for a book that's going to help me and make me feel better about this. And there was this little section of, at the time, were called deconversion stories. And I don't remember which book it was, but there was a book that I just picked up, and it was something about from Christian to atheist. And I remember just this feeling of relief washing over me. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I don't have to do this anymore. And there was just no going back after that. I've talked about this before, that you can't control what you believe. And that moment was just kicking out the last leg of the stool holding up my belief. And so even though it cost me a lot to, change what I believed, to go through that process, I lost community and friends. That was it. I felt so relieved that I didn't have to try so hard and be so exhausted and judged all the time. So let me know what your stories were, if it was something that came all at once or over a period of time. I'd be really interested to hear.